Good morning, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. We've, of course, got a lot to talk about today. I'm a little mad that Brittany Reiner has made it back onto the show, but I am happy that we're going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony and something that he has said before that he is doubling down on. I personally like the sentiment, but we're going to see what Chris has to say about it. But before we do all that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K.
How you feeling, Chris?
I'm okay. Today? I'm okay. I'm good. Right. The football last night was crazy. You know what? I didn't really do much after that, so I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I was definitely rooting against the Raiders, but that's just who I am as a person. Y'all shouldn't be surprised by that. But it was a really good game. It definitely was a really good game. So, you know, I'm just always rooting for Lamar, though. So, good game, though, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Let's get into our first need-to-know news, because you and I touched on it a little bit yesterday. Of course, it's our game against the Packers. Saints, we're Who Dat Nation, if you guys don't know. So, Who Dat Nation against the Packers. Obviously, we're happy. We felt really good about how Jameis looked. Like, I felt like a little boogie is warranted because we did the damn thing. So I was excited about that. But obviously, the conversation has to go towards Aaron Rodgers. Now, before we dive into this, I just want to take this moment. I wish we could do the squiggly lines so I could flash back to the moment in time where I said that Aaron Rodgers was going to go out here and play like trash this season. And he was going to do it because he wasn't really giving his all into it. He felt some type of way about how the organization had treated him. He was just going to be Aaron Rodgers. And everyone was like, oh, no, they wouldn't be like that because he wouldn't be like that because he's professional and blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying that on Sunday he played horribly. He did surpass Brett Favre, though, so with the most season played. So congratulations to him. He did get sacked that one time where he was grimacing a little bit. I don't know if you saw that, Chris. It was the only time that he got sacked, and he was he just didn't look like himself.
He threw a pick,
really.
Too, in that same play. Yeah. No, I remember what you're talking about.
In the red zone, didn't throw a single touchdown. And their run game was trash, too. And I think that's a big deal because when your run game is non-existent, it means you're on the field longer. Your defense is on the field longer, so they're going to get tired. But he was 15 for 28, 133 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like I said, one of those was in the red zone. They only had 52 yards rushing. I mean, Alvin Kamara had 83 yards by himself, and Tony Jones had 50. So obviously their run game was trash. And they had 11 turnovers. So there was a lot going wrong for the Green Bay Packers. Eventually, Aaron Rodgers was replaced with Jordan Love. It was like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The score was already 38-3. So he threw 5 for 7, 68 yards. Not a big deal to me. It was just one of those things like, okay, we definitely lost. Let's let him get in here and get some reps in an actual game. It didn't really mean a lot to me. But there's some interesting takes from Aaron Rodgers, so I want to get into those. Really quickly. It says Aaron Rodgers didn't think that not playing in the preseason was a correlation to their poor play today. Said it was a lack of execution on their end and playing a good team in the Saints. I mean, amen to that, but I do think not playing at all in the preseason might have contributed a little bit. But then this next one says Aaron Rodgers admits Packers might have felt a little too good about themselves coming in today, because we probably felt like we were going to go up and down the field today on whoever was out there, and that didn't happen. Hold up, bro. You can't have it both ways. On one side, you can't say, we was going up against the good team, and then on the other side, it's like we wasn't worried about the Saints. Which one is it, sir? Pick one. But most importantly, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers' performance? Do you think he should be worried that the rookie's going to take his spot?
Well, first of all, for his comment about the not worrying about the preseason thing, we've seen a lot of the quarterbacks that did not play in the preseason end up coming out here playing really well. Justin Herbert had a good game. I know he didn't throw any touchdowns, but threw damn near over 300 yards and played single thing. Maybe we could talk about age, rah. But
Yeah.
look, man, I'm glad he put respect on the Saints because I was afraid that this was going to turn into, because it's Aaron Rodgers and it's the Packers and everybody was speaking so high on the Packers, that they're going to say that, oh, they're playing uninspired, they're playing this. No, the fact of the matter was there's a lot of factors that's going on upstairs with this team, like you mentioned at the very top, that he thinks that he could just go out here and hopefully play football, even though he knows his heart's not with this team. He knows that he's still upset and frustrated with certain situations that happen behind the scenes, and then on top of that, you're going to play against a good football team in the New Orleans Saints and think that you're just going to be able to, as he said, run up and down the field. It's not going to work like that. I mean, I do expect them to turn it around. I think we're not going to over exaggerate, but there's definitely a lot of things that they got to get figured out. If we're talking about this in week 3, week 4, and they're still playing uninspired, then they should have listened to Aaron Rodgers and should have traded him when they had the chance, because like he just didn't look like Aaron Rodgers. It looked like the entire game, it just like, because I know Aaron Rodgers are cool, doesn't get too over hyped about certain situations or whatever, but it just felt like in the third quarter, when you're down as big as you were, it still didn't look like there was that fire. You know what I mean? It's still like he was just like, we'll get to it. He gets up from it, he looks at the play, looks upset, and he moves on. Like it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It was just weird. So I don't know. I just feel like there's more of an internal thing than anything that has to do with talent and what was going on in the football field, because the O-line was giving him time, but he didn't do nothing with it. Normally he would give his receivers a chance. He didn't do that. It just was a weird overall game. And again, like, I'm not going to take away from my Saints. We were ready. So you can't do that against a good team like the New Orleans Saints. So I don't know. We'll see what happens week 2.
Yeah, and I do think it's a difference between not playing preseason and you're younger versus not playing preseason and you're older. I do think your body just needs more repetitions when you get older. So I think that's a little different. But I do agree. There were times when back in the day, I mean back in the day, 2 seasons ago, maybe even part of last season. Yeah, if Aaron Rodgers got into this little funk, we would see him hype himself up, his teammates up. He's not like this over the top guy, but he is a guy that you can see that kind of emotion in his face. But even when he got up from that set, he was like, "Oh, that hurt." Okay.
Yeah. Just look. Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah, he reminds me of me, like when I've given that 2 weeks on my job, and it's a job that I expect them to give me my check the day after, and I'm only giving them the 2 weeks because I'm, trying to be nice, and then they don't give me my check the next day, and they really expect me to come into work and be, like I'm gonna come in until you give me my check, but I'm not gonna do nothing while I'm here.
That's a great analogy because it's very true. It's like, yo, I'm checked out. I'm checked out. Like, what you want me to do? What you expect me to do? Yeah, nah. And it's just crazy. Did you see his whole interview that he did before the game with oh my goodness, I think it was with Aaron Andrews. Did you see his interview? And literally the entire interview was on Fox. And basically, the interview was just him bashing the Green Bay Packers with great editing. This was on Fox. And he's there talking about, for somebody whose name is probably going to be out there on the stadium, you think that they would give me more of an opinion. He was going in. I look it up. It was I was cringing the entire time watching this interview because he was exactly what we say all the time. Like, we want these athletes to be real and see how they're really feeling. Well, Aaron Rodgers was doing just that. He's like, look, I expect us to go out there and do what we can, but it was crazy. So I just felt like that energy came over onto the football field because he looked like that same guy that did not look like he was over what happened in the offseason with him. So he even talked about, like, he straight up talked about the fact that they drafted his replacement. He said, like, if you're going to draft my replacement, don't you think that you're trying to figure out a situation with me a little bit sooner? Like, he went all in. He was not holding anything back. I don't know if anybody in the chat saw it too, but it was on Fox. It was in the YouTube video. This was on Fox. This was on the pregame show, and it was very, very blunt. So it just felt like that energy carried over to the game. And like I said, there's a lot of internal mental stuff that's going on. We'll see if they recover in week 2.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That is a epic fail on the part of the Green Bay Packers, because one of the things we saw was there was no fire in anybody. But when the guys at the helm doesn't have any fire, who's going to instill the fire? The rookie's not going to instill the fire because you still got veterans looking at the rookie like, we know why you here. We don't rock with you that way. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be this thing. I did not see that interview. I have to go back and look at
crazy.
It because, again,
if you can find it, it's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, again, that's one of those situations I've been in as well, where people were like, okay, we want you to train your replacement. First of all, no. Second of all, I'm training. I'm gonna tell him everything wrong because I'm petty like that. Give me my check so I can go. Now, what I'm not gonna do is make my replacement viable for you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I definitely can't see that in Aaron Rodgers' case when you've literally done him dirty. So,
Yeah.
the bow tie says that the interview was old, but interview is old.
Well, they played it pregame. Yeah, they played that thing pregame. It might have happened earlier on in the preseason, maybe, but they played it pregame. That was the first time I got to see it. And regardless, the way he was speaking on it it just reflected how he played on the field. Regardless if it was old or new, it was definitely, they played it pregame for a reason because they knew it was going into the season. So I don't know, it just seemed toxic.
Yeah, well, he definitely looked like that through the game, and so I don't think he's worried about the rookie per se. I think he's just tired of being in Green Bay. You know,
yeah,
I
100%.
think that's the main thing. So,
yeah,
good luck. Can't wait to see because I don't know how you fix that energy. I don't know how you make him feel he's appreciated when you've done everything to show them he's not. So, yeah, good luck. I don't know what else to say about that one. So let's go into this next need to know news because
I don't either.
Right, we've heard this before from Carmelo Anthony. Oh, first of all, shout out to Carmelo Anthony and his new book. I have not picked up his new book yet, but people have. They say it's really good. He's talking about traumas that have happened to him, especially when he was a kid. So shouts out to him on the new book. Definitely going to go check that out. But one of the things you write a book about is when you get to that point in your life where you can look back and say, hey, these are some things that I've learned that might help some people. But at the same time, you can look back and say, hey, there's some things I've wanted to accomplish in my life. And I haven't. So one of those is like getting that ring. Mm-hmm. So he did an interview with USA Today. And he says, once again, that the ring this year is his sole motivation, that he doesn't want any accolades. He doesn't want the most improved, most whatever. He doesn't want any of that. He just wants the ring. And so then the question comes up again, because this is like, I know it's his second time, but I feel like it's his third time saying this, that he doesn't want to talk about anything else but the ring. Is this too much pressure that he's putting on himself?
No, I don't like that. No, if you're a Hall of Famer like Carmelo Anthony, no. And then no, it's not too much pressure. What the hell else is he like? He said it 1,000 times, and I couldn't agree more. He's done everything else in his basketball career, literally everything else in his basketball career. Maybe he did not win an MVP. Fine, you can give him that. But he had a guy like LeBron James that he was going toe to toe with, and he was top 5 in a lot of lists in a lot of his seasons playing for Denver and in one with New York. So yes, he didn't get an MVP, but most importantly, winning a championship at every level except for the NBA. No, I don't think he's putting too much pressure on himself. I think he's motivating himself to play his best version of basketball. I said this 2 seasons ago. Put this man on a team with LeBron James, and you're going to see the motivation go through the roof. And for people to think that this is even putting pressure on LeBron James, no one puts more pressure on LeBron James than LeBron James. You know what I mean? So no, I think this is whack for people to be putting this, because you're not the first person I'm hearing this. I'm seeing Twitter like, oh, you're gonna put too much pressure on himself and you're gonna play like trash. No, when you're a Hall of Famer to his level, to LeBron James level, that's not pressure. That's called motivation. So I'm very excited to see what comes of it. There's still a lot of work to do because I feel like the league got a lot better this offseason, but definitely hopeful to see what the Lakers can do and what Carmelo Anthony can do. I'm excited.
Let me be clear. I don't think it's too much pressure.
I know it's not you. I know. Yeah, I know it's not you. Right. No, I know.
I don't think too much pressure at all. And I think, with people talking about the age of the squad, I think one of the things that people are missing is, like you just said, no one on this squad is going to put more pressure on LeBron James than LeBron James is going to put on himself. That's number one. Number two, you're talking about, Russell Westbrook and the fact that he hasn't won before. And then you pair him with the Carmelo Anthony. And then now you've got all these other old heads that have kind of can come together as a collective and say, this might be our last shot. We got to go out here together and win at all costs. I think that's an advantage that a lot of teams are just overlooking because of their age. He's supposed to say this to himself. He's supposed to say, if I don't do it now, I don't know when my next shot is. That's the only way. Right. You don't want to get out on the floor and be like, oh no, maybe, I don't know. That's not what you want to do. You want to really be motivated. So I love this. I love that he's saying this, and I hope that this energy carries over, to the rest of the team, because they do, like you said, the league has gotten better just across the board. So it's not going to be like this is an easy thing. I do want to see, because the pressure is going to come, how they're going to handle that pressure when they've lost a couple of games, and then of course that narrative comes like, oh, are they too old?
Too
how
old?
They're going to handle that pressure. That's more of what I want to see, because there's going to be those 3-4 games in a row. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that just seems to happen to a lot of teams where they lose a couple and then the narrative changes. What do you think is going to be the narrative internally when they lose a couple? What are they going to say to each other, specifically Carmelo?
Oh, they ain't gonna be tripping about nothing. Come on, man. We saw the season I go back to and I think about all the time, even though it didn't end well. Is that season was it LeBron's final season with Cleveland? I think it was LeBron's last season with Cleveland when they made the big trade. They got Jordan Clarkson, all those guys, and everyone was thinking that that trade was going to help them go in the right direction. And it started that way, but then they started losing the game, and they still ended up making it all the way to the finals after having such an up and down season that year. I just feel like that's just the embodiment of LeBron James' leadership. And I feel like it's going to be one of those kind of things, especially when you're with a bunch of vets that are on the same, like you said, on the same level. If they have that kind of a start or have that kind of spot of the season, and I think they will, because let's be real, they're still a little bit older, so they might either have a slow start, they might slump at a certain part, but I feel like they'll be fine because they have a combination of dudes that the positivity of being a vet and having a bunch of vets is they can they all understand what's at stake, and they all understand what to do to get out of that point because they've all been there, whether it's leading their own teams or in different situations, as in Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, all these guys. So I think it's going to be one of those things that they'll probably handle better than a younger team, or like even forgive me for saying it, but even like a Brooklyn Nets, because unfortunately you got two guys that have been to the NBA Finals, and you got a lot of other great players, but they never been in those kind of situations like that. You know what I mean? And it's completely different with the Lakers. So. And that's not hate; it's just real, So I think they'll be fine.
I think they'll be fine as well. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Ty and my Glock in the chat talking about it's the Golden Girls of the NBA. First of all of y'all still out here singing the theme song to the Golden Girls. Golden Girls still out here winning. Golden Girls still getting a royalty check, and all of them is gone except for Betty White. So they still winning, right. Just so you know. Right. And I'm not. The Mr. Glass thing, that's my main concern about this whole thing. Can AD stay? And he,
Mr. Glass, I thought that was good.
Proven that if we don't put him in bubble wrap, like, we might have a problem. So that one's true. I'm gonna let y'all have that one. But that's all I got for Need to Know News. Chris, can you take us into this Taco Tuesday post up?
Yes, I can, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to post up with your boy Chris on this fine Taco Tuesday. Yes, it is Taco Tuesday, and I hope I can get some tacos today, man. I've been slacking on these last few Tuesdays, but we'll see what happens today. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fun one today. We also have some annoying ones that we have to get through later on. But let's start off with the positive, happy. Yesterday was the Met Gala, and you know that's the time for everybody to wear outfits that make absolutely no sense, but we check it off as art, and that happened yesterday. But we also had a beautiful moment between none other than NBA's first couple, Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry. My man Steph Curry over here still, geeking over his girl, and I love seeing that. I always give my boys a hard time too when I see them there. So so Steph Curry, if I was there, I'm like, okay, Steph, there you go. That's right, gas her up. That'd be me in the background. So I see him there, and then Ayesha, she even had to smile. Cute moment right there. But then we had a cuter moment where the boys took a picture together, like, I love my girl, but the boys, we here too. First and foremost, please, somebody that knows celebrities, let me know who this person in the red in the back. Like, why is she looking at him like that? Who's this in the red back here? She over there looking like, that's cute. I don't know, but I thought this was cool. And also, I see my man Russell Westbrook with I don't know if he got like a crazy fade or if he got like the old school, like doo-wop hairdo where it looks like yeah. I can't tell, but I like it. Anything Russell Westbrook does, style-wise, I'm with it. Say what, Jackie?
Wait. Anything he does?
Anything. I'm with it. Just the same way I'm aboard the Jake Paul circus train, I'm aboard the Russell Westbrook fashion train. I know I just made fun of the Met Gala fashion, but when it comes to Russell Westbrook, you saw him in that dress? I couldn't do it, but the fact that he don't care, he's just in the middle of the street doing it, like, come on, man, that's confidence. So I got respect for it. I couldn't do that. No. You're like, no. Because was it you that wasn't a fan of the brown hair either?
The what hair?
Remember his brown hair when he got signed with the Lakers, and you were just not feeling it?
You convinced me of the hair. The hair I can work with, but what I'm not gonna do is date a man
is the
like I have to lock up half my closet from. I'm not gonna do that. And I love Russ. So I don't want to but
Too far?
no, sir.
Oh
I'll have to.
man. There, yes, we got it. There it is. Look at
No,
him out there in New
and it's
York.
depleted. It's depleted
That's
schoolgirl
weird.
skirt.
That's weird. Yeah,
It's
that's weird. Yeah, that's weird.
And then what are
But
you looking
man,
at? Yes, they are. And is your hair green? There's too much going on
his
in this
hair.
picture.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Out there with the Statue of Liberty haircut. I see you, man. Yeah, yeah. Look, man. Russell Westbrook. It's the confidence. It's the confidence for me, Jackie Ray. That's all I'm saying. The confidence to go out there and know that you're looking like that.
My half of the closet is safe, and I need to be
right.
confident.
And you know what? That's a fair point. She gonna have a whole like digital lock on her closet every time she leave with a code. Like, I ain't telling you the code, Russ. Stay on your side. Put some jeans on, damn it. Anyways, let me go on to the next one. So yeah, that was a cool moment. Ha ha ha. God.
Oh no.
The fact that y'all making me talk about this dude 2 days in a row, is crazy to me. I don't know what the headline is. That's not me. But yeah, y'all making me talk about this guy for 2 days in a row. Yesterday, I gave him his props. I'll never do it again. But we're talking about none other than Trae Young. This man, we talked about his new gym last week. I think it was last week. You know, I thought it was a cool moment. Like I said, for as a hooper and as a kid that hopes that one day I can get my own home gym. I always see other guys get their home gym and I get happy for them. I don't care if it's somebody I don't care about, like Trae Young or whatever. Well, this dude, of course, in perfect Trae Young fashion, wants to show off in his new gym, and he takes this crazy shot. Here's Trae Young.
Did he make it? That's ridiculous.
Okay. Trae Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Trae Young.
Again, I'll say the same thing I said yesterday on WWE. I'm just glad he didn't bow. Are you liking that, Jackie? That's you all about that? Cool. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. No. Whack. You couldn't do it from the other free throw line though, Trae. Anyways, whatever. And it's so funny because I got this from the producer, and she even knew that I wasn't gonna like it. She said, "We know." I'm gonna read it. I don't care if I'm breaking the 4-4. I'm gonna read it word for word what she said. She said, "We know Chris hates gym videos and probably Trae Young too, but you gotta admit that this was cool." No, I'm not admitting that wasn't cool. That was cool. Yeah, I'm putting all the business out there. I don't care. No, was not a fan. There's something else I'm not a fan of is this next one, man. You heard Jackie at the top. And I couldn't agree more. The fact that we have to sit here and talk about Brittany Renner again, it absolutely grinds my gears. Shout out to Family Guy. I'm just not a fan of it. And I was going to sit here and we were going to read some tweets and stuff, but the tweets are just so aggravating. I didn't even want to go through them. And I want to hear Jackie's opinion more so than what these tweets had to say anyways. But Brittany Renner is back on the block with her Instagram videos, this time talking about the fact that it is stepdaddy season. Now, if it was anybody else in any other situation that went through anything else, and I'll be like, okay, cool, that's right, confidence, go on, you move on with your life. But because you know what the situation is, and because we know how messy she is, as well as the situation, it just hits different. But before we get into our opinions about it, let's hear what Brittany Renner has to say.
Hey y'all, it's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back. Let's go to the park. Don't let your baby mama or your baby daddy block your blessings. I know in theory it sounds good keeping the same person to have kids with, but that's insanity as well. So if it doesn't work out with them, it'll work out with someone else. Okay? It just will. That's how that goes. And trust me, I know it's ghetto. It is so ghetto being a baby mama, and thinking about multiple baby daddies is scary. But, me and my baby gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. So we're moving forward, onward, upward, okay? I know a lot of you are skeptical about talking to people with children, but I can assure you, the baby mamas now, today, we don't give a damn. You can have them. I have exited the rat race. I am not a
Oh, girl, bye.
That last line, she exits the rat race, huh? Is that what you want to call it? Jackie Ray, I'm going to let you have the floor. I have nothing else to say about this because you take it away, Jackie. How you feeling?
I mean, I just think we need to lift her mama up in prayer because the that's got to be the worst. Seeing your daughter. I mean, and I don't know if this is an appropriate word, but I can't think of another one. She just being a full on hoe. She just slinging it for whoever want it. She's all on Instagram with it, and you know what I mean. And you talking about it's stepdaddy season, and you got this dude over here crying over you, and you done already told people go sleep with ball players without a condom, and so you can tap into their money. Like you not even like a ho you training new hoes. It's a lot. Like I don't know. I don't even know why she's comfortable saying that. I don't even know why she's comfortable saying I got the car seat in the back. Like she's proud of running through men like this. She's proud of the fact that, yay, look, I got this baby that's going to keep me paid. Now I can go find somebody that I really like. She mad gross. It's gross. It's just gross. I don't know what else to say to that. It's disappointing as a woman to see a woman out here behaving like this. And then somebody's going to be in the comments either now or later and say, don't slut shame. And I just really think that you need to be shame if that's your thing. So I don't know. It's just, I hate to see women behaving like this because what happens is you mess it up for the next woman. The next woman who actually gives a damn about herself and has some integrity and wants to be in a relationship and a fulfilling relationship. The guy that she's with has been ran through by girls like you, and now it's an uphill battle. It's just disgusting on all levels. I don't like it at all. But that's my little rant about that.
No, and that's the thing. I knew I was going to agree with everything you said. That's why I gave you the floor. I have nothing else to add to that because I just see these at this point now, especially and like I said, basketball wise, I like PJ. But anytime I see PJ Washington, even bring her in before all this, but still, when I see him, this is me. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, cool. I'm on to the next thing. I couldn't even be bothered by it anymore because it's absolutely absurd. It's insane, and I know she's going to eat this whole situation up and use it to her benefit in the wrong way because that's just how messy her brand is. Always has been, and now unfortunately with PJ's kid in the situation, I just feel bad. I feel bad. I love that you brought up Mama Man because it's just hard, to see this and to. I don't know, man. It's just everything you said. I completely agree with. I have nothing to add, nor do I want to talk about this anymore because Brittany Renner does not deserve any more talking time. The chat's going in on Brittany Renner. I'm gonna let you guys do that amongst yourselves in the chat. We're moving on to the next thing because yesterday we had Monday Night Football, and after Week 1 has finally finished after last night's crazy game. We had a lot of fun nuggets that came away from last night's crazy game. And one of my favorite things, and I thought I wasn't going to like it, and I still am not completely sold on it, but I think it's a good idea, and I think it's going to be fun as the season goes on. It was the whole Manning show that they had where they were going to be calling the game between Peyton and Eli Manning. Now, I know Peyton got the sense of humor, and Eli's funny. It's just he's dry funny, so I don't know how he's going to be for an entire football game commentating, but it ended up being good. I found myself watching that broadcast a little bit more from time to time because the back and forth was hilarious. And one thing he talked about, Jackery, was one thing that you and me went back and forth on. Now, I'm a little bit flip-floppy on this topic. Like, I'm okay with it. But then I'm like we were talking about it during the games on Sunday, and that's the whole jersey conversation. Now the new rule, and Tom Brady hates it. We talked about that last week. The new rule where players can wear whatever number jersey they want. Rah rah rah. Now I'm half and half on it because when I saw Leonard Fournette wearing his number 7, I thought that was cool. Like, it's dope to see these players wear their college jerseys. But then I'm seeing linebackers like my own Quan Alexander on my Saints wearing number 5, and it throws me the hell off. I'm seeing Micah Parsons wearing 11. It just throws me off. So I'm like half and half on it. But Peyton Manning, oh, shoot, you know what? I'm skipping that. My fault. Let me rewind. Before we get to Peyton Manning, we just are talking about Tom Brady. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Remember all that stuff. That's for the next one. But first, before we get to Peyton Manning's advice for Tom Brady, let's hear from Tom Brady and his excitement going into Week 2 against the Falcons after their big win in Week 1. I'm so sorry. Foreshadowing. But here's Tom Brady.
Hey, what's up? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Football is officially back, and it's great to be 1-0. We got a big week ahead. The marathon's just getting started. We got a lot to improve on and excited for this week. Let's go. Never disguise my intent. Lies outside the event.
Yeah, we probably got to cut that out, but it's still dope. Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
fire,
Yep. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who his editor is because he's been doing this since he was on the Patriots, and now he's doing them here with the Buccaneers, and it's a little bit cooler because it just seems like it fits the Buccaneers more than it fit the Patriots when he was having these cool edits. But yeah, cool stuff out of Tom Brady. That's your boy. I know Tom Brady. Now they're gonna play the Falcons. I gotta be real with you. I'm rooting against him against the Falcons because I hate the Falcons. But yeah, so I was foreshadowing a bit because I was so excited about hearing Peyton Manning speak on Brady and his hatred for the jersey changes with everything I just said and went in on. I'm so sorry. I was ahead of myself. But anyways, Peyton Manning has some advice for Tom Brady on how to handle it. And Peyton Manning thinks he understands why Brady hates it so much because that's what we were trying to figure out. So here's Peyton Manning.
Kind of mentioned Tom Brady earlier and how this new number system irritates him. And the reason he's saying that is because offensive linemen are used to accounting for guys wearing number 90 and number 50, right? They're not used to accounting for a guy wearing number 9, right, or number 6, right? That's somebody that a running back or the quarterback should have to worry about on a blitz. And so he's worried about guys getting confused about who to block. My advice would be just to study that week that number 6 is the middle linebacker, Tom. And something tells me you'll know how to do that and figure it out. So I think it's great letting these guys wear different numbers. Let them have fun. Let them wear single digits. Let them wear their college number, their high school number. If they're having fun, the game's going to be fun to watch.
See, and that's the other side of my argument. And that's how I feel about it because it's just cool seeing these dudes wearing, because in college it's always been like this. So seeing some of these even cornerback, I told you I'm cool with the skill positions going single digits, running backs, cornerbacks, wide receivers. I'm cool with that. It's when the linebackers wear them is what throws me off, and that's what Peyton Manning was just talking about. Because even in last night's game, you seen Queen wearing, I think he's number 6 now. So it just throws off your whole equilibrium. But he had some good advice there for Tom Brady. Some people thought he was throwing some shade though, saying that Tom Brady doesn't prepare enough for the games and he's trying to be lazy and I don't know if you saw that as well. To me, I think it was just Peyton Manning just giving his 2 cents on how he would handle the situation. But Jackie, did Peyton Manning do you think he was being shady towards Tom Brady, and B, did he skew you a little bit on being team single digits yet?
So, no, I didn't think he was throwing shade. I think he was making this joke of, like, if you don't know who number 6 is before the game, you're going to know who number 6 is as soon as he tackles you. So you might want to learn who number 6. I thought it was just like this quarterback joke that maybe that's why people thought he was throwing shade because they didn't get the joke. Yeah. That being said, y'all do know that Peyton Manning is one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, like just my personal favorite. And so if he says it's cool, I'm going to relent, and I am now going to. It's still gonna piss me off though when I see a 99 wide receiver. But I'm a try to be like, okay, yeah, they're having fun. Now they get to pick numbers that might have some sentimental value to them versus just being thrown into a number. That's all well and good, but at 99 and wide out, it's still gonna bother me.
We haven't seen it yet though, Jackie. I'm sure I'm like 98% sure that when I see a wide receiver wearing 99, I'm gonna be right there with you. Like, it just looks stupid. Yeah. You look like you need to be lined up. Like, what are you doing all the way out there? Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But yeah.
Number from 28 to 7, and it threw me off. I was like, who is that?
But see, that's the one I was cool with. Because that's what he wore in college. That's what his LSU number was. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. You get your number back. That's kind of cool.
But it took me a good after that first run, I was like, they got a new running back? Oh yeah, no, that's Leonard.
Darren Leonard, what you doing changing your damn number? Yeah. Chat, how you guys feeling about? I'm curious to see what you guys are feeling about in the chat. Are you guys for or against the number rule where anybody can wear whatever number they want? I don't know if I got you guys' opinion on that. Let me know in the chat about that. But we're still sticking to football because we got some stupid fans in the stands. I feel like that should be a damn segment. Stupid fans in the stands. Y'all know I don't like. I'm cool with a good fight. You know, I'm good on a good fight. You know, it's part of the game. Tempers, heat up, whatever. But I hate it when it's your own fan base fighting against your own fan base. And today we got none other than Washington football team fans fighting each other in stupid fashion in a game where they played pretty solid against the Chargers. Yes, they lost it, but why are you fighting yourselves? I don't I don't understand it. Like, nothing would piss me off enough to go and wail on another Saints fan. This dude can sit there and be like, oh, man, I'm telling y'all, Jameis is trash, wearing a Saints jersey, and I would disagree with him, but I ain't going to go in there and fight him because we both want the same team to win. So I don't anyways, I don't know if he stole his keys or if he cheated on his girl or something like that. I don't know. But here are these two idiots fighting. Look at these two idiots. I like my jersey better. No, my jersey's better. No, I'm telling you, man, Pettis is better than Tillman. No, I know what he does. My jersey. No, take it. Like, Porter's Pettis. Porter's. Clinton Porter's. Like, no, this is. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. To me, it takes away from a good like internet fight video. It just takes away the magic from it. Like, you see these NFL, like, God, oh damn, like we saw homegirl throwing the COVID Sprite and whatever. Like, we see all those kind of moments, like, damn, that's a good fight. But then you see that his team, like, you're fighting your own family. Like, it's so stupid. It just takes away. Like, I just look at them shaking my head rather than being like, damn, that's a good fight. That's a good hook. I don't care about none of that because you two idiots fighting on the same team. I don't know. Jackie Ray, you see this fight. Do you see it more for the fight, or are you like me? Like, you just see two same team jerseys and you're like, idiots.
I see two same team jersey. I mean, this is the dumbest thing, you know, and I see somebody
stupid.
In the chat said the alcohol. You need to, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You need to know yourself. If you're not a happy drunk, then you shouldn't be drinking in public. You know what I mean? If you're an angry drunk,
that's so true.
I'm a happy drunk. I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm probably too happy. I'm way more friendly when I'm drinking than when I'm not. So unless you're a happy drunk, don't drink in public, or at least have the common sense to turn around and be like, I'd slap the hell out of you if you weren't in that jersey, and then just keep moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? But don't do all of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the chat right now. Ryan saying they'll eternally fight amongst themselves until their team has a proper name. That's a fair point for sure. And see, Kevin's able to break down the fight, and I can't even look at the fight because he's like two pieces in a biscuit, though. I didn't even see it because I'm too busy shaking my damn head at the fact that they're fighting each other. He said better fight than Holyfield. Yeah, that's an unfortunate truth to that fight.
For me, it was like the cartoon, and then everybody just fell together.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, man, it just takes away from me altogether when I see that. But speaking of stupidity, I have some more stupidity for you guys. Now, last night's game, as we talked about briefly, was a thriller. It was a really good game. It went back and forth. To me, it looked like the Ravens were going to take it away, but credit to Derek Carr and the Raiders. They were able to keep fighting in it. Derek Carr was throwing some bombs that looked really good the entire game. Darren Waller, great game for both sides, and ultimately it turned into the Raiders winning the game in overtime after back-to-back turnovers. First, the Raiders turning it over, and then Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, turning it over, leading to a touchdown by the Raiders. Well, unfortunately, after all that detail I gave to you guys, this guy who is a Ravens fan and also a bettor was watching the game, and he thought the game was over after the initial turnover by the Raiders in the end zone, and, well, he decided to do this.
Let's go.
Yeah. So this guy obviously bet a lot of money and thought he was going to win the money because the Ravens were the away team and the over-under and blah, blah, blah was going in the favor of Ravens fans if the Ravens had won this game. Key point there. If the Ravens had won the game, this was initially right after the turnover by the Raiders, which meant the Ravens were going to get the ball, and I'm sure he was thinking Lamar Jackson was going to seal the deal and run it all the way down, and not expecting that fumble by Lamar Jackson leading to the Raiders winning the game. Well, Twitter did what Twitter does best, and we have some great memes and great responses from Twitter. And Alonzo Bull saying, awkward-ass walk back to his hotel. Facts. He can be dripping wet, thinking that they won. Nah, y'all lost, my boy. And then we have this one right here from Ref saying, someone better check if he's still in the pool at the bottom. I was like, damn, yeah, you probably got to check on my boy. And then this one right here, Trevor, he's a definition of a walking L. And then A said, a swimming L. Yeah, that man, there was an L swimming in the pool for damn sure. Yeah, definitely celebrated too early. I don't understand why people don't understand that, especially in football. Game's never over until it's over. It's any sport, but especially football because it's never over until it's actually over. Like the Lions almost came back after being destroyed the entire game, and they almost came back, won that game. It didn't because, I mean, Jared Goff is Jared Goff. But Jackie Ray, you're seeing this dude jump in the pool, and you're thinking to yourself, like, is that just a celebration because what's it called? Because of turnover, or do you think he genuinely thought that they were going to win the game?
I think he genuinely thought that they were gonna win the game, and you could see it on his face, like when he came out the water, like, "Ha! I did that!" Like, yeah, but they did that now, so it's one of those things. It happened. I went to a bar last night too to watch the game. There was a Ravens fan. It was a Raiders bar, but there was a Raven fan in there. He just knew that the Ravens were gonna win. He went out to smoke a cigarette, and all the Raider fans started screaming, and he comes back in like he just was like, no,
you never know.
Frame of mind of like how that just happened, and I'm like, yeah. Bro, that just happened.
Yep, and that's the thing. Like you can never tell me that you couldn't have told me that the Raiders would have started the season 1-0 versus the Ravens. I think everyone was expecting the Ravens to win this game, but at the same time, I wasn't going to be jumping in no pool after a turnover, knowing that the Raiders were playing as well as they were playing. Gary,
pocket, and it's not waterproof. It's probably one of them old phones.
That would have been perfect. Perfect icing on the cake if that was the case, man. Oh my, I don't know, man. Anyway, Gary Turbo keeping it straight, saying don't gamble. I mean, yeah, gamble responsibly, but yes, don't. It's a better way to save your money. Just don't do it. Was it Zen saying, I left the Motor Center before one of Dame's classic clutch comebacks. Hated myself for it. See. Don't leave until it's over. I every time I see people leaving the stadium before the game is actually over, idiots, man. It just makes no sense. It's okay, Zen. You'll get another moment at another point, hopefully. All right, and last but not least, we have a bit of a debate here. We have a bit of a conversation here that was sparked up by the 49ers here this past weekend, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. It's an age-old question, though. It's not a new question. It's not a new tongue twist or whatever. It's the age-old question of, is a hot dog a sandwich? Like, is that sandwich? It's that simple of a question. I'm curious to hear you guys' responses here, but let's hear these two 49er players go back and forth. I don't remember which players they were.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
That was Mr.
No. No? No. Well, is a hot dog a sandwich? Is it a sub?
He said no.
No, it ain't a sub because it's a piece of meat between bread. So what is that? That's a sandwich. Okay. I would say it's a sandwich. It's a hamburger sandwich. Yeah, hamburger sandwich. Would you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
Nah, he's worried.
How not? It's a piece of meat between bread.
You can think all as hard as you want about it. But
It's like
common sense.
But
not a sandwich.
he's Fred. He's straight to the point. He doesn't want to involve with the conversation.
It's literally common sense that it's not. Like,
how not though? Hamburger sandwich. It's a burger. All right, bro.
it's a burger.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah. He didn't want to play. He didn't play. And I'm that guy. I'm him. No, it's not. It's a hot dog. Right, but is it a hamburger a sandwich? No, it's a burger. Like, I'm that guy. I don't want to play along. Jackie Ray, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Sandwich. There's no argument. Technically, the way that it is shaped, it's shaped like a sub, but subs are called sub sandwiches. Thereby, it is a hot dog sandwich.
So when next time I see you, I expect you to be eating your hot dog sideways like this. That's like, from now on, that's how you're supposed to be eating your hot dogs, because it's a sandwich. No. You eat hot dog like this, and then you got to go. No.
Wait, I'm about to mess up your whole entire world. Everybody in the chat's about to get mad at me, including you.
Oh Lord!
I eat my hot dogs with a knife and fork. I cut them.
That doesn't bother me. That's weird, but it don't bother me. But eat how you want. I'm sure the chat gonna be like, "What? You do what?" Nah, do what you want. That's a lot of work, though, Jack. So what's the point? Now I'm thinking about it. That's a lot of work.
Because first of all, I don't eat pork. So I usually eat like a turkey dog or something like that. So then I put avocados on there, and then I put relish on there, and then I put the crunchy onion thing.
So your hot dog is a sandwich. That's a sandwich.
Then you cut it and yum yum.
Yeah, your hot dog is a sandwich, because that sounds like a sandwich. All you missing is some tomato, lettuce. Yeah, nah. But he said bullshit.
Damn,
I don't
I'm
know,
being
man.
divorced. People divorcing me. I mean, look, because you don't want to get like all that in on your fingers. You know what I'm saying? So
No, it's not. It's not. It's not all that though. It's just ketchup, mustard, and the thing. Or unless you want to go, New York style, you got onions
you
and
have to
whatnot
put
with it, or
relish
LA
on it,
style.
but yeah, you just gotta. I don't eat pork. I don't eat pepperoni. I don't eat. It will literally make me deathly ill if I do it. So no, I don't eat pork at all.
Zen. Okay, so no pepperoni either. Okay. You said she don't eat pork till pepperoni come around. Anyways, all right. Well, everything you just said in your little hot dogs and eating it with a fork and knife, that's what I'm not going to do. But Jackie Ray, can you tell us what else we not going to do, what we not going to do?
Kevin Lang said, how do you eat pizza? I have a whole list of things that I eat weird. I also don't eat wings like that. I peel the meat off of my wings and then eat. I don't pick up wings and eat them.
So, real quick, flats or drums?
Huh? The drumsticks.
Flats?
Like I'll have to. What? Flats or what?
I was asking you which one you prefer, flats or drum, and you just answered your question.
Yeah. I just don't like, Anyway, so let's move on.
Move on.
Love it. This is a great way to go into this one because this one is oddly weird to me because I distinctly remember at the time he was with the Eagles, Deshaun Jackson, right? And he's from Compton, Long Beach area. He got into all this trouble because he was hanging out with gang members. Not, to my recollection, I don't remember any of them actually throwing up gang signs in this picture that was floating around. Chris, do you remember that when Deshaun had that whole hanging out with gang member issues? And it was just pictures of people that he went to college with. And then all of a sudden everyone was like, oh, he's gang affiliated. And then that created problems for him with Philadelphia. So imagine how that would have gone if he was throwing up gang signs. So let me just tell you off top, what I'm not going to do is allow y'all to make excuses for one, when just being in a picture with people you went to high school with was not understandable at all. This is why this pisses me off. Otherwise, I would have no real problem with this. But let me show you this tweet. And so we can just all jump on. First of all, how they made this so, because this is the thing of it. Top white high school football player throws gang signs in official photo. A senior running back on the Martinsville High School football team in Indiana is going viral after he threw up an apparent gang sign for his football team's official photo. Take a look. So let's take a look at his photo. And there it is. First of all, right. So as soon as you see it, you're like, okay, sir. Like, what? You watching way too many shows about whatever. There's a lot. You're doing too much. I don't think you should be doing that. So that was the first thing that I thought about that. Now, if you guys don't know, his name is Austin Fry. He's the one that's going viral. And this is a Disciples gang member sign. Anybody who's seen any movies about gangs, even if you don't know what gang that's from, you know that sign. So of course he went immediately viral on that. And then what troubled me about this though was he was immediately given an allowance that if this had been a black player, he would not have been given. And we just know this. So let me just show you a couple of these tweets. This first one says, why on God's green earth would anyone's first thought when seeing this think they was throwing down signs? It don't take much to figure out that's not their intention. Otherwise, you can bet the school's not putting it on display. Think about it. Let's think about that. Because this is a white kid. So when you look at this person specifically was like, it must mean something else. Can't mean gang sign. Like that's immediately what you think. Now, granted, I think you're right in that. My problem is if that was Chris or myself, you'd be like, I knew it. They was out there gang affiliated. But because he is white, now people want to do more research and see, is this actually a gang sign? And then when they do more research, then they find that the schools, if we could just throw up the next tweet, I think this person actually goes into it. So she says, kid probably has no idea what he's doing. Also, Martinsville isn't what everyone says it is. something that happened here a long time ago doesn't make it that way now. That's coming from someone that lives here. Okay, ma'am, you need to go into what happened here a long time ago, because obviously what happened there a long time ago has given people enough to think that this could be gang affiliated. So y'all not all like just sunshine and roses out there. But then she does some Googling, and it takes her 9 hours to do it. I don't know if you could see the time. It takes her 9 hours to do it. So, 9 hours later, she comes back and she says, I checked into it, and it isn't a gang sign. It's half of a heart. It's a way they celebrate big plays. Two players put their hearts together to make a whole heart. Their coach uses love as one of their pillars to build this program. Okay, so, but here, again, I'm not mad at the thing she posted down on the bottom so you can see. The thing that pisses me off is she immediately went to, there's no way this is a gang sign. How dare you think about that? And then 9 hours later, after she did her research, then she came back with the truth. But the problem that I'm having with this is, again, the assumption off top was because he was white. I don't care what y'all say. I would love to. I'm gonna have to stick a plant in that school next year and have them put up the same sign, and we're gonna see how this reaction goes, because it's not gonna be the same. The school did put out a comment that says the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville has been made aware of a social media accusation regarding a perceived gang sign that was used in senior athletic banner. The hand gesture in question was made in an attempt to show half of a heart, similar to what can be found on TikTok posts. The negative perception on social media is inaccurate. The Martinsville High School football program has a motto of elite, and the pillar L stands for love. The football program has brought into the pillar of love, and it has been demonstrated individually and been between teammates. Players have demonstrated this bond after big plays in the shape of heart between players. Programs around the country have used similar mottos, and those pillars become bonds for the team. What I'm not going to do is let y'all get away with immediately defaulting to, no, there's no malicious intent, when we have a black man who literally could just be standing around other black people that he grew up with, and y'all say gang affiliation. I'm not letting this one slide. So what we're not going to do is give this young man, and I'm not even mad at him. I don't immediately default to the worst in people. So can we keep that same energy though? Don't default to the worst people when the next time you see a black person in the same situation. That's the part about this that bothers me. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yep. First of all, this is for Miss Racing over here doing her research, trying to find anything that she can. The huge cap. All of it cap. I can't believe, and the 9 hours you took, that means that you saw what it actually was, and you're trying to find the answer that you want it to be. That's why it took you 9 hours. That's what it was. And like you said, I'm not even upset about the signs. I'm upset that what the road we went down, because we know if that was a brother with dreadlocks and doing the sign, and he was a bit darker than I was, or even the same shade as I was, doesn't matter, but he's a brother nonetheless, that we're going down the lane of which gang is he trying to show up, which gang is he putting up there, not is this some kind of school spirit sign? No, they're not going down that route. So the fact that they're doing that for whatever this kid's name was, Taste, I don't know what his name was or whatever, it's just, regardless of what he was doing, if he's in a gang or if he is out here trying to spread half of love, whatever the case may be, the fact that that's the road that they went down for him, and you know that's not how it would have been on the other side if she was on the other foot, that's what irritates me the hell. That's like you said, that's the most irritating part of this entire thing. But this one right here is for whatever I think her name was Racing. That's all. That's strike number one right there. I don't know what that name is. 9 hours. 9 hours. You mean you Googled what does this sign mean, or what and you didn't none of them? You didn't see no pictures or nothing else. It took you 9 hours to finally come up with what you wanted because you knew you saw. Like miss me with that. Miss me with that.
Yep.
Nope. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But as goes our country. That's just. I mean, I'm not surprised. Somebody said that in the chat before. I'm not surprised. I'm just a little over it. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm.
100%.
So, all right, you guys, that's going to do it for our Taco Tuesday edition of the Fumble Live. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure, I think all of you have hit that notification bell, but make sure you share this with your friends. Let's get some new blood in the chat. Don't forget to follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. We will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Eat your tacos. Don't forget your hot dogs. Bring your knife and fork. See you tomorrow.
No.